Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is December 24th. Happy Christmas Eve out there to everybody. Hope you are prepared and you are in your place because the storm is ongoing. We got some strong winds. We got some very heavy rainfall occurring across Southern California right now as well. And you can see we've got quite a bit more to go here over the next few days. So we're just going to start jumping into things here. And it's much more fun to watch these weather systems roll across the west coast of North America when you do have a weather station attached to your home. And I highly recommend this station. Click on that link down below to save 10% off. Now, looking at Southern California, this is a San Diego National Weather Service. We got flash flood warnings out there. We got flood advisories. We got high surf advisories. We got all kinds of stuff, high wind warnings, flood watches. That's why it looks like a holiday fruitcake out there. And you can see talking about some of the big rainfall amounts. We'll go over some of those more here in a moment. Los Angeles, flash flood warnings for the transverse range, Santa Barbara, Ventura, Los Angeles County. Very heavy rainfall incoming right now. These segments are extremely potent and they are moving onshore as we speak. Dangerous floods, rock and mudslides are possible. We're going to take a look at the Doppler radar here because you can see some of these narrow cold frontal rain bands are moving across Oxnard. You can see Santa Barbara's to the left here. There's Thousand Oaks, Santa Monica, and downtown Los Angeles is right there. This is coming your way right now. And there's a lot of rainfall ongoing in advance of these very heavy rainfall bands moving through. There's even a tornado threat, waterspout threat with some of this activity also. So back to the internet browser here, and where were we? There we are. And taking a look at that special marine warning, in fact, waterspout possible. There's Malibu right here. So again, with those segments moving on shore, you do have this potential of some winds potentially greater than 50 knots also on top of that waterspout. And again, the very heavy torrential rainfall arriving with these segments. Now, going up the Bay Area, again, looks like a holiday fruitcake. There's too much to list here right now. So much going on. Hopefully, you don't need to be moving out and about and traveling. We got some big mountain snows coming for the Sierra Nevada as well. We even have tornado threat up through the Bay Area and some of the valley areas as well. More on that here in a moment. Sierra travel forecast. Of course, today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is a Thursday, Christmas Day, and do not recommend traveling during these time periods. Chain controls, full-on road closures, a lot of snowfall coming. Snow levels dropping to 5,000 feet, maybe even lower as further you go north. And of course, damaging winds out there as well. This is from today all the way through 4 p.m. Thursday, December 25th. That is Christmas. Tomorrow, wind advisories, high wind warnings, blowing debris, all kinds of crazy stuff. Gusts 60 miles per hour and even higher in some select locations. Now, the winter storm warning, you can see heavy snow expected. Snow accumulations 1 to 3 feet above 4,500 feet. This is for some of the northern portions of California here as well. Then you can see some of these wind gusts out there also. And yeah, so these snow levels dropping down here pretty good across portions of northern California. Of course, a little bit higher snow levels the further you go south. But also Eureka National Weather Service has the flood watches in effect all the way through 10 p.m. on Friday. Multiple rounds of some very heavy rainfall, locally up to 8 inches for possible some of the southward facing terrain. Now, Las Vegas National Weather Service, which does cover some portions of California, San Bernardino County, still under the flood watch. Turn around, don't drown, rock slides, mud flights, water flowing in normally dry washes, and also some of the winter storm warnings there as we go all the way on in through December 26th. So heads up, pay attention to your local forecast. Now, looking at the state of California, so this is for today. You can see we got this marginal risk for some severe weather. That's tornado. Look at that, 2% for some of the Sacramento Valley, up and down much of the coast of California there as well. And there is a severe wind gust threat, no hail threat right now. Day 2, still got that tornado threat, mainly just south of the Bay Area, down towards maybe Santa Barbara County. Now, looking at the wider view of things here, Hawaiian Islands, bottom left, there's the state of California. This is the European model, and you can see the very heavy precipitation as we're rolling through this morning. There's early afternoon, still attacking portions of Southern California, moving down towards San Diego as we go through this evening. What a holiday storm here, and we've got more to come as this deep low will be with us as we go through the day on Christmas, bringing very strong winds, another round of some heavy rainfall all the way down through Southern California, the big mountain snows. The precipitation will just be continuing as this low sits and fills right off of southwest Oregon and finally starts to shift inland as we go through the 27th, trying to end that precipitation and maybe giving us a break. I say maybe because I'll show what the artificial intelligence is showing you here more in a moment. But if we look at composite reflectivity, the high resolution rapid refresh doing a really good job. Again, these very potent segments moving into much of Southern California. You can see as we scroll through this afternoon, that's about 3 o'clock. There's 4, 5. We do get a bit of a break here. It's not that long, but by the time we go towards Christmas morning, additional rounds of precipitation moving across much of the state. And again, heavy at times. Tornado threat on in through Christmas Day as well for some locations. And you can see the precipitation will be quite active as we go through the day after Christmas also. So some strong winds, 80-meter wind speeds. You can see with this frontal system pushing down across Southern California, potent atmospheric river moving into Southern California, in which I should add, the waters are actually warmer than normal here. So when this precipitation does move onshore, and some of these wind gusts could be kind of a little bit supercharged here because the water is a little bit warmer than normal. So you're getting a little bit of convective available potential energy with some of these segments also. So you can see we're going to be dealing with winds. And look at as we go through this afternoon and evening, the Bay Area, Central Coast, Northern California, another shot of wind there on Christmas morning. Northern California during the day on Christmas, very windy as that low starts to get closer to the coastline also. And again, multiple rounds of wind for portions of the Bay Area going in through the following day as well. Now, peak wind gusts, I went out, I'm just going to go out 48 hours here, and you can see some of the big gusts out there. So again, just prepare for some of these high winds across much of the state. This goes through the day after Christmas, morning time. Now, that rare high risk, it's still up, and this is ongoing as we speak right now. Do not travel if you do not have to, and especially stay out of the canyons and some of the higher terrain. Those debris flows are no joke. But yeah, some big time precipitation amounts showing up. And you can see that slight risk even into portions of southern Nevada and clipping portions of western Arizona and across places like San Bernardino County and some of the Sierra Nevada there as well. Talking about that excessive rainfall, maybe for some of the foothills. Now, moderate there for day 2 also continues to exist. It's just going to help to exacerbate flooding with the multiple rounds of precipitation incoming. And there's day 3 also. Day 4 finally starting to wrap things up. But if we look at total precipitation in inches, I mean, look at some of these amounts. My goodness, Southern California. Then as we go through Christmas Day, Northern California, the Bay Area getting some big time amounts. We go through the 26th. So still a ways to go here, folks. The storm is just really ramping up, and it's going to be with us on in through December 26th at least. Now, total snow, of course, is going to be confined to the higher terrain, but yeah, you can see it. Maybe some of the transverse range even getting a few inches as well, and some hefty amounts across the Cascades, Klamath Range, northern Sierra Nevada, all the way down through the southern Sierra Nevada as well. This goes through the morning of the 27th and down to the 28th there as well. So yeah, could be measuring some of that snow in feet across some of the higher terrain. And also big waves, this should go without saying, we got a strong low pressure out there, so waves are going to remain elevated all the way on in towards December 27th before we get a little bit of a break, but still some elevated action there, looks like on the 27th. Then finally giving us a break here as we go towards the end of the month, at least for the time being. Now, artificial intelligence. So let's scroll through this. What does this show? Well, it shows the multiple rounds of the deep low pressure off our coastline as we go through the 26th, starts to wrap up on the 27th nighttime. But you can see there's another system down there that it continues to bring some moisture northbound towards central and southern California at the end of the month. The other European model, the deterministic run, is not really showing that. So that's something we'll watch over the next few days. Hopefully, we'll start to get some model agreement on that here over the next day or two for sure. But yeah, we got to watch out for that. Maybe some continued active weather. Then what happens after that? Who knows? Looks like the Northwest starts to get targeted again. But anyway, check out my Patreon page. I'll have that in the link down below. Man, I haven't got much sleep the last few days. It's been active here across Pacific Northwest as well. And what else? I'll do my normal briefing again tomorrow morning, Christmas morning. I hope to see you guys then, and I will talk to you guys later.